Hello, Aries. I wanted to do a series of messages that are going to be empowering because a lot of people are in a state right now where they are not feeling very empowered. And so I wanted to try to see if I can get some words that could be uplifting and provide some clarity and insight into, not just the obvious situations that people are dealing with right now, but some of the other things that we have going on in our lives. Because even though it seems like time has stopped and like the world has stopped, the truth is that life does go on and that we still are sentient beings that are having an experience. And there are things that we can focus on within ourselves that can help us to have more clarity and inner strength, particularly during times of tribulation. All right, so let's take a look. We're going to be looking at the Rider Waite Tarot, and I also have a series of oracle decks that I'm going to be using. Forgive me, my voice is going to be a little low because it's late and I don't want to be too loud and wake up my roommates. All right, so with the Rider Waite, I have the Magician in reverse, and underneath the deck, I have the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like you are looking back in your life at a lot of work and effort and things that you've put into something, and feeling like you didn't manifest what it was that you were trying to manifest. You worked really hard. You used all of the resources and tools that were available to you. However, you didn't get what you feel that you put into it. Maybe there's some resentment about that and a sense of feeling like you're not able to make things happen for yourself. We tend to, we live or lived in a society where people were very concerned about what have you done? What signs do you have of your success? And that may have caused you some insecurity. And so I feel like you're looking back over everything that you've worked for. Alternatively, this could be that you're looking back at everything that you worked hard for and feeling like you didn't get what you put in. You didn't get the outcome that you wanted for everything you poured in. I feel like a lot of people are dealing with that at this time. So let's get a mystical wisdom so we can build on this message. I've got resilience, rise above tribulations, and underneath the deck, believe in your dreams. All right, Aries, come through. The cards speak for themselves. Your word of power is that in spite of what you feel you may have lost, or how hard you worked for something, or how much you used, every avenue available to you to create something, to manifest something, to bring something into being, looking back and seeing that you didn't get what you wanted out of that, that doesn't mean that it's time to stop and give up. This is saying that you need to rise above your tribulations and believe in your dreams because they are possible. I'm also picking up that it might be a good time to look back over what it was you were trying to manifest and ask yourself if that was actually what your dream was. Was that something you were doing because you thought you had to fit into a certain type of status quo? Or was that your actual dream? I'm feeling that if you can make a shift from putting all that effort into the status quo or whatever it was that may not have been in alignment with what it was that you really, really wanted to do, that you will see the return on the investment and the effort that you put in your workplace. All right. Let's get a Sacred Traveler card. All right. We have Fogged In. and great adventure. Okay, so if you change the way you look at this from being a failure, a letdown, to being like an adventure, okay, take your time, allow yourself to feel out where you are. And even though you can't really see where you're going and you may not be sure because it's uncharted territory where you're going to end up, taking a risk at this time and moving forward is going to be very rewarding for you. All right, I feel like that's the guidance that's being pushed here a little bit. All right, let's see what the mermaids have to say. We have father healing, and yes, okay, your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven. So I'm picking up that this could be issues with needing to get validation, trying to get the approval of a father figure. This could be um, playing into why it was that you were choosing to put all of your efforts and energy into a specific thing and not getting what you wanted out of it. Sometimes we play out childhood traumas in our lives and they really get us into these loops. I did another reading for another sign, and theirs was mother healing, talking about, childhood trauma related to the mother child relationship. And I feel like there could be some father trauma here in the form of working really, really hard to prove yourself and to try to make something happen by proving how worthy you are or how good you are at something, and then never being acknowledged and never really getting anything back from it in the form of acceptance or even just like a pat on the back. Um, or this is really sad, or even like, and I love you. And I'm getting that you may have taken that energy into your adulthood and been cycling that through and picking things out. You weren't picking things that you liked, you were picking things that you thought that some authority figure would approve of, someone that you wanted the validation of. And so I feel like this is speaking to, instead of placing your trust in this external, fathering energy, to trust your own intuition as it tells you what it is that you should do and what you're good at and what you can bring into being. Don't second guess it. That could be difficult at first, but try not to second guess and tell yourself that it's not feasible or that, that's dumb or that's not going to work. Trust your intuition and it will help you to get where you need to be, because there are different types of energy. I'm picking up like your intuition. It's like a feminine energy. And I don't mean gender wise, but it's more like receiving. You're receiving information. With the fathering energy, a masculine energy, you're being told what to do. With the receiving, you're receiving information from yourself and you're receptive to the universe or the energies around you. I'm also seeing like with that father energy, that masculine energy, that kind of ties to me to the magician, which currently is in reverse. And it's showing that energy is not really, it's not alchemizing with you right now. For some people it does, but you have to find that balance that works for you. And so that energy of trying to force something into being because you tell it to be so and you make it happen is not working. And that could be also what your stressor was with the Rider Waite, Seven of Pentacles in reverse and the Magician in reverse, is trying to force something into being and then never actually having it come together. And that resentment of feeling like, well, maybe I'm just not good at doing this. But when you shift to that receiving of, I'm going to listen to my internal guidance and I'm going to follow that and then do something, it puts you into a different kind of energetic alignment that will give you better results. Okay. Let's look at the angels of abundance. Okay, we had two that came out. We have the power of prayer and have courage to ask for and accept help. All right. So to me, this is saying that to me, instead of looking to external people to get their input and 2 cents on what you should be doing and how you should do it, take that energy and seek that guidance from God or your higher self or your own intuition. And that's going to be the key. All right. We have conscious consumer under the deck. And so yeah, this to me is about making sure that your actions and the things that you tie yourself to are in alignment with the greater good for yourself and for others. And so this kind of goes back to that idea of just kind of doing things because you think it's the status quo or that's what you think everybody else wants you to do, but it puts you out of balance, or it puts you in a place where you don't really fit in, or it's not a good energetic match for you. This to me is speaking to the importance of tuning in to your internal guidance and also your whatever it is that's your that thing within you that you feel is like your north star, your north node is what I would say. Because that's going to put you where you need to be at energetically in order to manifest what you want. Let's do the wisdom oracle. I have blessed and exchanging gifts. All right. So I feel like part of your blessing is going to be to find people that can support you in what you're doing and to have an even exchange with them. So to me, this kind of ties with the conscious consumer card in finding people who are energetic matches for you, people who are in alignment with you, particularly if you are prone to going outside of yourself and trying to get the the a-okay from an external collective. If you could take that energy and find people who are truly on the same frequency or vibe or into the kind of same things, same intentions, same goals, you'll have better results. I feel like the best thing to do would be or maybe not the best, but certainly something that would be very helpful would be to try to spend some time with yourself so that you can actually hear that internal guidance, particularly if you're not used to doing that, because that will also help you to get the information you need to manifest what you want. I also feel like you will be more blessed and you'll be more easily able to manifest what you want if what you're trying to manifest is not just for your own good, but for the good of others as well. That's something you plan to share with others. Okay. We're going to do a Sacred Rebel card. All right. We have releasing allegiances, and every journey starts with a single step. All right. So again, that came up again. There's a very strong message about cutting off or removing yourself from exchanges or relationships with people who are not on the same vibrational frequency as what you are. And what I mean by vibrational frequency, it's not just some abstract thing, but meaning that people who are thinking and have the same intentions and goals. And even if it's not the exact same thing that you're working towards, it's people who are also, optimistic. They're going to help you attain your goal because they're going to know what it takes to do that and the process that it takes and the courage it takes to step out on a limb to try to make something happen, to bring something from nothing. And they can encourage you in that way. And so if you've got some connections with people that are, just not going to help you, are not going to acknowledge you, and they kind of force you to chase them down and kind of spin your wheels, and they'll never give you that acknowledgement. If you are in those types of looped situations, this is saying that the first step in creating what you want and getting something out of all the effort that you've put in is to release yourself from, if this is workplaces, this could be family relationships, romantic relationships, any of those things, these situations that are going to pull you back And the one of the main things in, the magic of creating what you want is that you have to believe and feel that you should have it. And when you're in a toxic kind of exchange or environment like that, it's very difficult to be in that state. So that can be a huge obstruction for you. Let's close up with a Peace Oracle card. And I got quite a few cards, but we're not going to take all those. It's a lot. One Peace Oracle card for you. We have, well, two popped out, so we'll take them. We've got Timeless Earth and Gratitude. Okay, underneath we have Awakening. All right. So I feel like you are moving from a space of feeling like there's not enough, you can't get what you want in life, to trying to create something from a space of not having an expectation of a timeline and getting it immediately, but being able to move past the idea of time and space and know that what it is that you want wants you, and that it's just a matter of placing yourself in the right frequency and vibration to get what it is that you want. All right. Thank you, Aries, for joining me on this video. On this channel, we may be dazed, but we are not confused. Hope you could get a little something out of this during these challenging times. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.